Hello YouTube, it is your friendly neighbourhood bro man, the J-Man. How are you doing? Today, day 2 of my 12 days of Christmas. Today I watched Elf, the 2003 Christmas classic starring Will Ferrell. He's a good dude, that Will Ferrell. He makes me laugh. He's been in many films I like. Step Brothers, he was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He's been in many good films. I can't even list them all. I don't know what's me to list stuff. I've seen some. I don't want to list stuff. Emphasis on Step Brothers and Jay and Silent Bob, no. Directed by Jon Favreau. Well, we know who directed Chef Iron Man. Some people forget Iron Man. Yeah, man. Who's also in Daredevil. But we don't talk about that for some reason, even though I really like that movie. Yeah, man. And I don't even know if I'm trying to... Zooey Deschanel? I love New Girl. I love sitcoms in general, to be honest, but I mean, New Girl's such a good show. She was in this. This was her, like, really early in her career, though, so that being said, I say, like, when she was young. She still looks freaking young. She's, like, 38 now, and she looks, like, amazing, you know, but, I mean, she was, like, in her 20s then. And the first thing I ever saw her in there was the Offspring music video for She's Got Issues. And, like... she's like super young in that video. And Dexter, the singer of The Offspring, when I watched the commentary for the video, he's like, yeah, they cut out the bit where I actually kissed her at the end. She's famous now. I kissed the girl from Elf. You know, so he's like, yeah, before she was famous, and now she's famous, and he's like using the fact she was in this movie. So yeah, anything that can make me call back to The Offspring, I'm gonna freaking use it. You know, yeah. James Caan was in this. All I was thinking about was Misery. Such a good movie, Misery. Yeah, man. So the film starts out, in North Pole, Santa's workshop, and the film is being narrated by Papa Elf. But you know who Papa Elf is played? Big Bang Theory fans. It's Professor Proton. That was so nice. I didn't realise that was him because I haven't seen this film. It's been so long I've watched this film. When I first watched this film, I didn't know that Zooey Deschanel was hot. So I was like maybe over 10 years ago. Like maybe like about 13 years ago or something. I don't freaking know. The film was probably fairly new when I last watched it. You know, not so, as in like new enough where it was like old enough where it was on TV, but not like so, it was probably like when it was like, you know, premiering on TV. Basically, basically 30 years ago, or 30 years before 2003, Santa is delivering presents at an orphanage, and then little baby Buddy, baby Will Ferrell, is in his little cot, and he sees this teddy bear that he likes in the Santa sack, so he crawls over to Santa's sack, and Santa doesn't realise the baby's in there, and he accidentally takes baby Buddy off to the North Pole. And apparently Santa has a soft spot for kids, so, you know, he kept him. Because you can't send him back now, apparently. I mean, he was an orphan, so, like, whatever, you know. So, yeah, and he raised this human as an elf, even though he was clearly a human, because he's, like, 6'3" or whatever. You know. Santa basically kidnapped him. I mean, I know he's from an orphanage, but you gotta sign paperwork and shit, man. Yeah. And so, fast forward, so he's an adult. And Papa Elf says, I'm going to make you my apprentice now. And he gives it, I love this joke so much. And it was like this Santa sleigh, but it was like an electric one. And he was like, oh yeah, it's 500 reindeer power. And I was like, that's such a good joke, man. It was a throwaway thing. I love that. Anyway, he finds that he's rubbish at all these elf things. Like, you know, building toys, etc. And he doesn't understand why. He doesn't understand why he's so tall. And he overhears some other elves talking, and they say he's going to find... He can't... Like, is he so dumb he can't figure out he's a human, basically? So he's like, I'm a human. And then Papa Elf's like, yeah, you are a human. Here's a picture of your dad. He lives in New York, yeah? And here's a snow globe with the Empire State on it. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go to New York. And Santa's advice for him was like, remember, if you see gum on the street, it's not free candy. It's not? I'm rethinking my entire life. Nerds. So, yeah. I love it. He sails away on a block of ice. Like he just gets on a bit of broken ice, and it just goes away through like the candy forest, and then he just comes out in New York. I mean, he's like, I walked all night. He got to New York bloody quick. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like the elves taught him how to like get places. I mean, Santa can get everywhere in one night, so I suppose. Gets to New York and he sees a little racket. I love it because my friend James, you've seen James in previous videos, always every time something happens, that raccoon did it, and James was like, "It's the raccoon! That's the raccoon!" And he's like, "Hey buddy, you need a hug," and he tries to hug, and the raccoon savages him, which James thought was the fucking funniest thing ever. There's your F1 for the day. Yeah. Gets to New York, you can tell where he is because, snow globe with the Empire State. Oh, look, there's the Empire State, yeah? And he goes up there and he says, like, "Dad, I'm your son." And James Caan is Dad, and he's like, "What the hell is this? Get this crazy man out of my office, And I think he goes to, like, the mall. He goes to the toy shop. Grimbley's or something, I can't remember what it's called. And he meets Zooey Deschanel there, who's looking freaking amazing with blonde hair, by the way. Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, it's quite clear he fancies her. Like, there was quite a nice shower scene. It's a kid's movie, but still quite a nice shower scene. And, they're singing together, and she's got a lovely voice, but she's too afraid to sing in front of people. Foreshadowing. Yeah, and, they have a little sing-song together, and she like takes the whole song to us. Dude, this dude's waiting for me outside the shower. That's freaking creepy, dude. But I mean, it was kind of sweet in its own creepy little way, even though they're singing the song "It's Cold Outside," which is a fairly creepy song in itself. I wouldn't even think about it. My mum just came in like, "That song's creepy." I'm like, "What?" She wants to go home. He's like, "You should stay the night." Wink, wink, wink. I'm like, "Oh, it is. Yeah, the whole scene's creepy," but we'll bypass that. It's a kids' movie. Yeah. So he's on New York, and oh yeah, by the way, he eats the chewing gum off the sidewalk, off the subway. So yeah, broke Santa's rule already. Yeah. So long story short, eventually, his dad's new wife. I don't know, is his mum dead? I don't know. His mum, I don't think, comes into it. His dad's new wife says, "You gotta take him in. He's your son. He needs therapy, but take him in anyway." So he does, and they live there with his, his younger half brother. He's clearly insane. Like there's a scene where like they make spaghetti and he puts syrup on everything, including spaghetti, and then he put like Pop Tarts and like jelly beans and shit all on his, It's he's like a big. That's how I would eat if I could. I mean, look at me. I'm not a man who eats well. Well, I think I eat very well actually, but too well. Moving on. Yeah, this is the best. I'll say Kyle Gass. Tenacious D fans. The D was in this movie. The one that isn't Jack Black. Yeah. Like usually, like he has a cameo in every Jack Black film, and this is like the only thing that Kyle Gass is in that Jack Black isn't in. Right? I mean, comment on another one if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen everything Kyle Gass has ever been in. I'm kind of like, when it comes to movies, I'm probably going to follow Jack Black more. With all due respect, we love Kyle Gass. Fat guys rule. And second, Peter Dinklage. Game of Thrones fans, mount up. Peter Dinklage played like the big boss, who runs this, this company that's within the Empire State Building, apparently. And he comes in and Buddy's like, "It's an elf," and he's like, "Oh, you're real funny, dude. Look at the guy with the elf jokes." And he's like, "Does Santa know you're here?" "Okay, you're starting to piss me off. Zip it. Call me an elf one more time." And he's quite a literal thing. He's like, "Okay, you're an elf," and then he just beats the shit out of him. Fire! Beats the crap out of him. He's like, "That is one angry little elf." That was a really nice scene. It's just like, but Buddy's not a nasty guy. If he comes in, the second he sees him, I knew what was going to happen. I mean, it's probably because I saw this film when I was a kid, but I've completely forgotten everything about it. And the second he comes in the room, sees him, I was like, oh shit. he's gonna make an elf joke, isn't he? Oh shit, you know. And the best thing is like, oh, he must be one of them South Pole elves. Dude, is that like where Krampus lives? And he's got his own little like variety of evil elves or something? I want to see that movie. Well, I've seen, we've got Krampus, but I mean, I want to see like evil elves. I want to see like, a completely ridiculous Krampus, I think Krampus might have been a comedy anyway, but I want to see a ridiculous one. It's basically like elf but evil. That movie. Yeah. Dad, our hero, which is Dad in this instance, hits rock bottom and he is like, "You're not my son. You've got me fired from work, practically, I don't want to speak to you. You're a little shit, So Buddy goes off into the wilderness. Alone. And, and the wisdom of kids, his little stepbrother, whose name I've forgotten. I was very loose in my notes this day. I'm on my own today. It was way more fun doing it with Andy, and I'm going to do one of them with James. I'm going to do another one with Andy at some point. I just was like, oh man, I'm going to skip through all this, And it was way more fun with other people, I think, But then my friend Charlie's like her favourite Christmas movie, but she doesn't want to be on camera, so she won't be in this video. Wimp. Calling her out. If she watches this video in its entirety, she will kill me. Okay. But I love them. Yeah, the wisdom of kids. The little stepbrother was saying like he's your son, man. You're a douchebag. I mean, however you think about him, whatever, he's your son. He's kind to everybody, and you're mean, And he's like, oh shit, the kid's right. I've got to be nice to the friggin' elf now. Another thing was I love the day that he with the help of the kid, he finally gets courage to ask Sui this now, And it's like such an. It's funny because I was thinking in my head. In New Girl, she is basically elf. I mean, in this, she's too afraid to do anything would draw attention to herself or anything. But in New Girl, she is basically Buddy's character. She's so optimistic and happy, and she wants to do anything that's fun. So I love that thing because again, I probably should have seen this before I watched New Girl, but I did, but I don't remember it. I watched New Girl and I actually watched it properly, and actually kind of listened to it, and then I watched this. So it's really funny seeing it the other way around almost. So she's a very diverse actress, isn't she? She's the freaking best. I said about everybody. I can tell you who the worst is, but I don't want to be that guy. Nobody in this movie, I want to point out. Everyone in this movie is great. That I know of. I don't know. Some guy killed a monkey. I don't know. I don't know. As far as I know, everyone in this movie is fairly solid dudes, I don't know. And anyway, so Santa comes down. He's like, Santa's here on the prototype electric sleigh, and it's shitty and groggy because there is basically no Christmas spirit, and the machine runs on Christmas spirit. I think the reindeers just ain't pulling their weight, but that's just me. Because I love the scene where he's just like, Papa's elf is at the beginning of the film. It's just like, some humans started rumours that Santa doesn't even exist. Well, who delivers all their presents? Well, some wacko said the parents do it. Yeah, like the parents could go all around the world in one night. But he's fucking right. I mean, yeah. My mum ain't gonna go around every kid in the world's house overnight. She'll be tired. Of course Santa's doing it. There's got to be some magical force doing it. I mean, God. So, basically, they have to make people believe in Santa for the sleigh to work. So he's like, he asks the kid, what do you want for Christmas? And he's like, I want a skateboard. And he's like, you don't want any skateboard, you want a good skateboard. And he gives him the skateboard. And he's like, holy shit, this is the real Santa. And then the sleigh lifts. Just for a second, it's like, woo! And he was like, you believed in Santa, you made my sleigh fly. And he's like, well, that's what we've got to do, we've got to make everyone believe in Santa. So the kid grabs the book and he runs to the reporter and he's like reading out, it's like this kid wanted a doll's house, and that kid's like, it's really Santa, and he's another kid, and that kid's like, it really is, and he tells all these sort of, and the news reporter thinks, it's like, oh, I don't believe this, really for a second. And what's your name? And he goes on, and he's like, she wants her boyfriend to get off her ass and stop dragging his knuckles on the floor and actually start committing. And she's like, who told you that? Santa? That was funny, I like that. And then that gave it a little bit of power to the shit. The people started believing in Santa slowly. And then Zoe, the whole point of the thing was like, Zoe was too afraid to sing in front of people, But then, she sings Santa Claus is coming to town in front of all the people, and then slowly all the people start singing along, because singing's contagious, apparently, I would have thought she was just a wacko in the street, but, we forgive hot wackos, so everyone started singing along, and that, and everyone singing along except James Caan, Dad, and I love the logic of this, like, the ship, the sleigh wasn't like, it was going like wobbly, it was like sinking because James Caan wasn't singing, and then the kid's like, you're not really singing. Okay, fine, Santa Claus is coming to town, and it was literally just resting on James Caan, and then suddenly the sleigh started flying. It was all resting on James Caan. Is that the logic? I mean, I don't know. Okay, because they said the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear, and I suppose that did work. So yeah, and then they all lived happily ever after. And at the end, Buddy and Zoe's character bring home a little baby. To Papa Elf, and. I love it. It's like, it's like, oh, come and sit on Grandpa's lap, little one, and then Buddy just sits on him. He's like, 4 times the size of his dad, adopted dad, But there's one thing that struck in my head. I mean, this is a kids' movie, and I don't want to shit on the story because it's a beautiful movie. Buddy is a very innocent character. He's very childlike. If him and her had a baby. Look up your kids for a second. Is it just the adults in the room now? Probably not, but I'll carry on anyway. Did they have sex? You might think, oh, he's being childish. Am I being childish? Or from the storyline point of view, that's a whole movie in itself, right? Getting him to actually understand it, not as ooh, that's something parents do, because he's a child at heart, right? To think actually it's something beautiful shared by 2 people who are in love, then having being physically able to do it, because you're probably giggly or whatever the first time, then they've gone and had a baby, so I mean they must have done it a few times, unless they got lucky the first time, the only logic I can think for this is Zooey Deschanel, innit? If you that would make it, that would anybody would discover sex if they were going out with her, I reckon. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I mean just logically speaking here. I mean, girls, come on, girls, you see it too, right? Come on, girls, come on. I don't want to dwell too much on that, but I thought I wanted to point that one out. Last thing I wanted to do was I don't know, this wasn't part of the plan, but I thought I did it for the last movie, and then I did it for Christmas with the Joker as well. A little bit of trivia. So are you ready for some trivia? Will Ferrell turned down $29 million to be in Elf 2 in 2013. What would have Elf 2 been? I take it they wrote it. I take it. I mean, surely they wouldn't have offered him the role if they hadn't wrote it. I know there's an animated movie which is not really canon, to be honest, but I mean there is Elf, Buddy's Christmas Adventure or something. But imagine what the film could have been. If there was a live action sequel, with Will Ferrell and the rest of the cast joining him. I mean, I'd watch it, I'll watch anything, me. So, the Cotton Ball that Buddy eats in the doctor's office was actually cotton candy that had not been dyed. There's a little factoid. Will Ferrell suffered from headaches throughout filming and had to actually eat all of the surgery foodstuffs in Elf food. What? As he had to actually eat all of the surgery food stuff in the Elf Food Christmas camera. Oh, the Elf Food Christmas Pyramid. The Elf Food Christmas Pyramid was like sugar, candy canes, candy floss, and like was candy floss one of them, and syrup. So everything's sugar. Apparently that gave him like horrible headaches. Apparently when he was. Is that what headache is? It because I'm eating too much? Because I eat a lot of sugar, so that might explain why I get headaches. You know, but there's that. That's very interesting. That was on the final day of shooting in New York City. It was just director Jon Favreau and Will Ferrell and the cameraman driving around the city looking for locations to shoot. They would jump out and ask pedestrians if they were willing to be extras for some quick cash, while Will Ferrell paraded around acting like Buddy. Much of the montage when Buddy first arrives in New York City was filmed then, such as when he's getting his shoes shined and when he's jumping between traffic. So yeah, that's pretty cool actually. It's not, that's really good. It's like, here, 20 quid, you want to be in a movie? You want to meet Will Ferrell? And I'd rather meet Jon Favreau. I mean, I'm a beef for Jon Favreau. I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell. I love Will Ferrell. But I mean, yeah, that's very interesting. Scene when Buddy eats different candies and pastries with the spaghetti had to be shot twice because Will Ferrell vomited the first time. I can see that. I mean, that was pretty grim. Yeah, so he had like spaghetti with syrup, and all sorts of candy, Pop-Tarts, all sorts on there. I mean, I can see that. But you probably would have had to adapt to that. I mean, if a 9-year-old filmed that scene, they'll be fine with it because 9-year-olds eat crap, right? But I mean, Will Ferrell's a slim guy, right? So he might work out a little bit. I mean, he's not He-Man, but I mean, he might work out a little bit, right? So he's probably eating fairly healthily, right? Far more healthily than I am, So he's probably not. You got to be used to eating that degree of crap if you're going to do that. So I get that. This second one. Several minor traffic accidents occurred when Will Ferrell walked through the Lincoln Tunnel in his costume because people were so surprised and got distracted off their driving to see a man wearing an elf outfit. I see that. I see that. The scene where the fake Santa is chasing Buddy had to be done in one take because it was too hard to rebuild it. Yeah, because Santa just Buddy was up all night, and that's why Buddy was terrible at all the elfy jobs, building toys. But when he was doing it in the human world, he was really good at it. James said maybe it's because it was just too small to work with, whereas when he's doing it in stuff that's actually his size, it's piss easy for him, which I think is a good point. So he built Empire State replica and all sorts of New York buildings out of Legos. He made decorations for the tree everywhere just out of paper and stuff. And he made the place look really nice. The boss thought they were trying to sensible to make them look bad or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, that's a very interesting fact. So they did that was one good take. I mean, to be fair, that was a good take. The design for Santa's workshop, as well as the elf uniforms, came from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in 1964. The elf uniforms completely mirror the ones from the television special. Most of the animals in the North Pole are also designed to look the same and form the same stop-motion animation in Rudolph. Yeah, I did notice that, actually. I didn't know that, but I did notice that. Because in New York, everything's real. But in the North Pole... But I think wherever Santa Claus lives, whether North Pole or Lapland or whatever, it's a magical place, right? So you've got a stop-motion... you've got a stop-motion snowman, who talks, etc. There's very cartoonish snowflakes that are perfectly shaped, like a spiderweb almost. You've got that whale thing with a unicorn horn. I don't know what that is. There was the puffin. There was all these other animals that were somewhere. So yeah, I did see. I do see that. I mean, I've not seen, but I know what it looks like. The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer TV movie. The elf Ming Ming, who appears briefly in the beginning of the film, played by Peter Billingsley, who stars as Ralphie Parker in the classic holiday film A Christmas Story. Well, there's there's a little Christmas reference, I suppose. Director Jon Favreau drew Buddy's crayon drawings of himself in the card he made for. Oh, that's very interesting. That Jon Favreau drew the Christmas card that Buddy gave to his dad. Will Ferrell's brother played a security guard at the Empire State. Patrick Farrell. His brother played a security guard at the Empire State Building. That's a good factoid. I think there was one I saw, like Forrest Gump. I think Tom Hanks' brother did some stunts for him, actually. So he was like his stunt double. So I suppose that's very, very, very cool. The film's exterior of Gimbals was the toy store, a department store, or was it? Has previously been reported to have been digitally altered. View of Macy's flagship store on 34th Street, Manhattan. Is that a reference to Miracle on 34th Street? Is it 34th? Is the movie Miracle on 34th Street? Or am I making that up? Is that the movie, with little the guy who played Matilda, is it? And Santa Claus is in that. This is incorrect. It's actually on 295th Street, 5th Avenue, and 30th Street, also known as the Textile Building. But it is true that the considerable CGI work that went on to transforming it into Gimbals. The actual Gimbals was the main competitor for Macy's, with its flagship store located a block away from 33rd Street. It closed in 1986, and the site is now the Manhattan Mall. But there's that. That's it. Anyone who lives in New York, if anybody from New York ever watches this video, there's something you probably already knew. But for me, that's freaking fascinating, because I don't know nothing about New York. Zooey Deschanel performs 3 songs in the film, one of which is Baby It's Cold Outside, which she sings in the shower, accompanied by Will Ferrell, and then she sings again with Leon Redbone over the end titles. She later made an official recording with her indie duo She and Him. She was in a band? I did not. She was in a band. Released on their album A Very She and Him Christmas in 2011. That's a good freaking factoid. I did not know that. Baggard. I'm gonna freaking listen to that band now. The apartment in which Buddy's dad lives is the same apartment building, the exterior shot, in which Dana Barrett lived in Ghostbusters. For me, that's a friggin' big little bit of a factoid, man. Dude, like the firehouse is in like a trillion friggin' movies, yeah. And I'll see that straight away. I did not realise that was her apartment from Ghostbusters. So that is a nice little bit of trivia there. That's blown my mind a little bit. The name badge for the male toy store manager at Gimbal says Wanda. Is that a girl's name? Not that I'm judging on that. The scene where Buddy and fake Santa fight was filmed in front of a green screen, and all of the kids were put onto the green screen in editing. They were filmed separately from the fight scene. This was due to the fact that it had to be filmed in one take, and it was too dangerous to have all the kids. That's true. That is, I get that. Because again, if you want a good fight scene, you've got to really let rip with it. If you want a good fight scene, So yeah, I get that. This is evident when Buddy is framed against the kids when he first sees fake Santa. Fair play. Buddy's 12-second belt was supplied by voice actor Maurice LaMarche, best known for his cartoon character The Brain in Pinky and the Brain. The Brain did the burp! James, if you're watching this, James, that's blown my mind. It must have blown yours. The Brain did the burp. That 12-second burp. That is some trivia, man. Oh my god. And who appeared, who did the operatic belching in Animaniacs in 1993 as the Great Wackarotti. There's another little bit. That's interesting. LaMarche also worked with Will Ferrell on the animated series The Oblongs in 2001. These are some good factoids. I'm liking this. Plans for Elf 2 were scrapped when Will Ferrell turned the role. Yeah, they've already given me that one. When this screenplay first emerged in 1990, this movie took 10 years to make. When the screenplay first emerged in 1993, Jim Carrey was attached to star. Jim Carrey can carry any role. Like, you know, you might say, oh, he's a comedy actor. Watch Number 27 or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jim Carrey can do everything. But it's because I've known my entire life Will Ferrell's in this movie. It feels like Will Ferrell's role. Jim Carrey, I feel like a lot of time when he plays, he does really well when there's like an aura of sadness to his character. There is no sadness in like Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell always plays like a happy, optimistic guy, except in Step Brothers. He's a dick in Step Brothers, but I mean, but he's a similar character. If you watch Jay and Silent Bob, he's a fairly similar character, really. Actually, you know, he's kind of quite innocent. You know, he's kind of a little bit optimistic, and he doesn't really realise the enormity of the situation. So for me, I think I think Will Ferrell was better suited for this. I mean, as much as you have no idea, I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, like huge. Tomorrow, I think I'm watching The Grinch. 2000, I think I've been saying 2003. It's 2000. This movie's older than I thought. 2000. So I think Jim Carrey plays better when he's an overtly when he's a comedy character, but he can do serious roles as well. But when there's a slight aura of sadness to him, he does that really well. A lot of his stand-up comedy is a little bit self-deprecating, which is hilarious, but sad at the same time. Will Ferrell, I think, he plays the happier guy slightly better, I think. I think this movie is better for Will Ferrell, I think. The sound effect used by the Jack in the Box is the same sound effect used by the laughing hyenas at the Magical Kingdom at Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and were also used in The Lady and the Tramp 1955 for the laughing hyenas at the zoo, also known as Ripper the Roo in Crash Bandicoot video fashion. I'm going to put a Porky Pig there. 3313. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot series. That is interesting. I'm going to write a little note here to put a Porky Pig in the video. Yeah, that was a good one. What's next on my list? The skyline Buddy builds at Gimbals contains many Philadelphia skyscrapers, including One Liberty Place. Screenwriter David Berenbaum is from Philadelphia, and in real life, Gimbals is a prominent Philadelphia department store and sponsor of the country's first Thanksgiving parade held in 1920. Well, I don't know. I said I don't know nothing about New York. I assume they're all New York buildings. They fooled me. Did they fool you, Americans? If there's American there, comment below. I love that with the department store. I love that bit where he sees this like sexy Mrs. Claus lingerie, and it says to someone special. And I knew straight away this was going to be ending bad. And his dad receives a parcel saying to someone special. There's the card that Jon Favreau drew, And then there's the Mrs. Claus lingerie in the parcel, and it says to someone special. Again, this is just a shining example of Buddy's innocence. I think it's funnier that he sent it to his dad than it would have been if he sent it to Zoe, because then it's like, oh my god, this dude's creepy as fuck. So I think the scene is funnier that he sent the lingerie to his dad. A brief television news clip showing Buddy walking through Central Park just before Buddy's dad and brother find him, and the still picture of Buddy in the news clip closely mimicked the famous 1967 film An Alleged Bigfoot in Patty, taken by Roger Patterson. That's a good little one. So it's mimicking the Bigfoot movie. The scene in which Buddy on the bridge in the snow references a similar scene to the Christmas favourite It's a Wonderful Life from 1946. I think every Christmas movie has got to reference It's a Wonderful Life. At some point, if I ever do a Christmas, I'm just gonna have a guy running down the street, Merry Christmas. That's as close as I can get to it. Sue me. When Buddy goes to Gimbel's to ask Jovi, Zooey Deschanel's character, on a date, the song playing on the loudspeaker is Christmas Island, sung by Leon Redbone. Leon Redbone, who plays the voice of Leon the Snowman, and sung It's Cold Outside with her in the credits. That's clever. Jon Favreau. Hat is tipped. That being said, I'm not going to just tip my hat for Jon Favreau over that little detail. I want to just tip my hat to Jon Favreau in general, man. Okay, this is a long one, okay. Near the end, when Santa is showing Michael the little boy, the nice list, all the people on Santa's list worked on the movie. Victoria Dawn was the key makeup artist, wants an English riding saddle with leathers and crop. Drew Davidson was the chief lighting technician, listed as Andrew Davidson, wants a Rock'em Sock'em Roll set. I have a Superman and Metallo Rock'em Sock'em set. It is awesome. The only thing is, Superman's head is a little loose, so Metallo always wins. Dude, he's powered by kryptonite, of course he wins. It's Superman versus a dude powered by kryptonite. Superman always loses, man. Okay, what have I got? Andreas Neiman was assistant property master. This is Andy Neiman. Wants a set of titanium drivers and new golf gloves. Nathan Tichenor was the co-production coordinator. Wants an Apple iBook with 1 gig hard drive and a built-in CD burner. 1 gig hard drive. Oh, bless you, 2003. Oh, 1 gigabyte. Dude, my Xbox got 500 gigabytes and I can't get shit on it, Every time I buy a new game, I got to delete an old game. Was it that Xavier Woods said recently? Was it at Survivor Series, Xavier Woods? Was it the Raw after Survivor Series, Xavier Woods said, we live in bad times. I had to delete Spider-Man to install Red Dead Redemption, man. I feel that. I don't have either of those games, but I feel that, Xavier. I want Spider-Man, and I want Red Dead 2, but I want to complete Red Dead 1 first, because I've never actually completed Red Dead 1, so I might do a thing for that. Michael Hobbs is a character in the movie. Jimmy Miller is the executive producer who wants Hot Wheels Turbo Ultra race tracks with 6 cars, power launcher, track cleaner. That kid wants the whole friggin' Hot Wheels set, doesn't he, man? I'd say you get the 6 cars. That's it, bro. That's I can't only fit so much in that friggin' sleigh, man. Penny Gibbs was the unit production manager. Wants Old MacDonald's farm kit. That's nice. With battery operated tractor and remote control counting. Now that kid's starting to take the piss. That kid's taking the piss. The movie was turned into a Broadway musical, premiered in November 2010, which ran through to January 2011. Yeah, that was cool. Did notice this one. Director cameo. Jon Favreau played the Doctor in the narwhal voice. There we go. I did notice Jon Favreau's cameo. I didn't notice he was doing the voice. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Jon Favreau anyway, and I was just like, I was there, and I was like, he got a little part. He wrote and directed this shit. He deserves it. Some of these are listed twice. Leon the Snowman is named after Leon Redbone. I kind of sussed that one. And it's also Noel backwards. Did not even see that, man. Is that a happy coincidence? Okay. When she meets Buddy, Jovi asks, "Did Crumpet put you up to this?" Crumpet was David Sedri's character name when he worked as a Macy's elf, as recounted in his Christmas story anthology, the Santaland Diaries. David Sedri's sister, Amy Sedri, appeared in the film as James Caan's assistant Deb. It may also be a reference to Mount Crumpet from Dr. Seuss's house. Yeah, Mount Crumpet is the Grinch's hideout. Oh yeah. This is so confusing. I think the American title for the film is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2001, and the English title is just The Grinch. So some people are going to get super confused. I am talking about the same movie. It just has two titles. Don't ask why. The old monster movie Monster is called Monster, Monstero, It Came from the Sea. It's got like 5 titles, man. So I mean, this movie's only got 2 titles. Cut me some slack. The scene after Buddy hugs the raccoon and gets savaged and exits the forest to walk down a paved forest road was shot in Paradise Valley in Squamish, British Columbia. It does look a little bit, well, we said it might be the raccoon, but it does look pretty Canadian. The crew was in the area randomly searching for a subtle location and were found trespassing on private property just as they finished shooting the scene. That's friggin' lucky. That being said, if you watch many of my ones, a lot of my ones are done between a lot of the scenes in my my series Newbieverse are done between customers in the shop, because we're just doing it in a normal business day. So it's like between like the hours of like 8 PM and 10 PM there's hardly any customers. It's like sometimes it's like 30-40 minutes between getting a customer in. So we'll shoot a few scenes. A customer will come in, we'll pretend we're working, then they'll go, and then we'll shoot a few more scenes. You know, I mean, technically speaking, we shouldn't be doing this, but, you know, I'm naughty. Sorry, Santa. What's next? The Christmas tree being too big for the living room is a nod to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where Clark Griswold, Chevy Chase, also uproots a tree with the family station wagon that is too big for their living room. That's a nice one. Okay. Jovi sings Baby It's Cold Outside in the shower. James Caan, who plays Buddy's dad, also sang this song with Bette Midler in For the Boys in 1991. That's just a coincidence, I'm guessing, but that's a nice little one. When baby Buddy is put into his crib on Christmas Eve, the nun at the orphanage gives him a bottle and leaves. While we know that this is dangerous practice and that the scene was set, at the time the scene was set with this comment, this was like, bear in mind that 30 years before was like what, 93. So 1973, so yeah, the health and safety hadn't been invented in 1973. She's basically the same age as my mum. Patients and caretakers did not know of any risks, as physicians did not advise against it. Uh, oh, Santa says I'm getting too old for this job, which is a reference to Danny Glover's famous Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit. You know, that's nice. Christmas time classic to a great Christmas throughout the film was Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, Christmas Story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So a lot of films are referenced in it. The football jersey frequently worn by little Michael is that of one favourite number 80 Wayne Sherbert of the New York Jets. I don't know anything about English football, let alone American football. So, but there you go for all of you NFL fans. Let me say, I do support the Packers, and I supported the Patriots in the last Super Bowl because my friend Charlie's like super into it, so she's getting me into it slowly. In the scene where Buddy gets drunk in the mailroom with the mail worker laments, "I'm 26-year-old." The actor who plays him was born in 1957 and was approximately age 46 when the movie came out. I was thinking he looked a little bit old, but I was like, oh no, maybe they just, couldn't get a friggin' 26-year-old actor. I'm just saying I'll play a 26-year-old character for free. I'm 23, I'm nearly there, I'm closer than friggin' he is. Terry Zwigoff was offered the chance to direct the film but turned it down. He instead directed another Christmas film, Bad Santa. Good movie. We can see in the scene where Buddy brings Jovi to taste the world's best cup of coffee when she's wearing a traditional Irish cladder ring. This ring symbolised love, loyalty, and friendship. That's cool. I love that. It's like the world's best coffee, and he takes her there, and what does it taste like? A crappy cup of coffee. No, he doesn't understand. People just put that on anything. I tell him, I say that everyone is the best. I mean it. They're all the best. They can all be the best. Oh, Peter Billingsley, Jon Favreau, and Mary Steenburgen all appear in the movie Four Christmases. The character Francisco, where Buddy says it's fun to say that name, was James Caan's alien partner name in Alien Nation. An alien called Francisco. James Caan and Edward Asner starred with John Wayne in El Dorado. Megan Black's feature film debut, she played an elf. Will Ferrell and Zooey Deschanel appear in Winter Passing. Will Ferrell and Mary Steenburgen appear in The Last Man on Earth as lovers, 2015 to 2018. Mary Steenburgen, who also plays Will Ferrell's mother in Step Brothers. Yeah, I did recognise her from Step Brothers, and I also know she was in Back to the Future, I think, and she has not aged. She looks the same as she did in Back to the Future. James Caan appeared in The Godfather 2, and Robert Duvall, who also played Will Ferrell's father in Kicking and Screaming. There's a little. There's some more little. But there's that. Look at that. Half of this video is not even my content. There was some good trivia for this movie, to be fair. So I'm not even gonna, knock this video for that. That's some good trivia. But don't thank me. Thank the good people at IBM or whatever. I don't friggin' know. Good movie. Home Alone is probably my favourite Christmas movie. What I watched yesterday. Christmas with the Joker I watched on day 0. As a little bonus thing. Is one of my favourite Christmas specials of all time, and I thought it's not a movie, so I could just do that for the sake of doing it. Elf, I liked Elf, I love Elf, it's a good movie, but it's not like my favourite Christmas movie of all time. Because out of the 12 movies I'm watching, 3 or 4 of these are my favourite movies of all time. With or without being Christmas movies. So I can confirm, tomorrow I shall be watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas / The Grinch, if you're English. 2000, not 2003, I was mistaken. So the movie's like golden. Yeah. Bit shorter than yesterday's video. Probably because I've not got Andy to bounce off, but maybe he'll be in the next one, I don't know. Maybe somebody will be in this one, I don't know. I won't confirm anything because I'll just, disappoint people. But yeah, this was a little one. I've got to sneeze. There we go. Oh, dude. So yeah, that is all from me. I will see you guys tomorrow, where I'll be watching The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Hopefully I'll probably have a lot more to say about The Grinch because I love The Grinch so much. I'm like a big Grinch fan. I'm rooting for The Grinch like the whole movie, so yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that. I need to blow my nose now. Yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. J-Man out.